fans bite Harry's head off as Fuming goal behind quit job statement is to promote Sussex'S work. As compassionate and sympathetic a person as you might be, there are some struggles faced by other people that you'll just never be able to fully understand. Say, for instance, you were born into one of the wealthiest and most influential families in the world and you were trying to imagine the plight of regular, working-class folk. You might find it difficult to relate, and if you were to comment on some of the challenges they face, you might wind up sounding a little bit out of touch. In other words, a little bit like how Prince Harry sounded in his latest interview, speaking with Fast Company magazine. Harry was asked how he feels about the so-called Great Resignation, a term for the recent trend of workers leaving jobs in record numbers. In fact, it is a sign that with self-awareness comes the need for change, Harry said while promoting his mental health-focused startup Better Up. Many people around the world have been stuck in jobs that didn't bring them joy, and now they're putting their mental health and happiness first. This is something to be celebrated. Now, a prince telling people to quit their jobs might sound absurd, but it's important to bear in mind that Harry is promoting a mental health company here. Even if he felt that paychecks are more important than sanity, which he almost certainly does not, it wouldn't benefit him to say so in this context. While on the surface it looks like these last couple of years brought all these issues to the foreground, the reality is these struggles and issues have been brewing for quite some time, Harry continued. We're just at the beginning of the mental health awakening, he added. This work has never been more important because people are finally paying attention, and a big component of this mission is building awareness and continuing to pioneer the conversation. For obvious reasons, some people took issue with Harry's remarks. So, multi-millionaire Prince Harry, who has never held down a proper job in his life and has never had to worry about paying bills, says quitting jobs brings joy and it's actually good for self-awareness, one person tweeted, according to In Touch. Couldn't make it up, please someone, anyone, make it stop. Imagine taking job advice from a literal prince, another added. British TV personality Vanessa Feltz, TV host Philip Schofield, and former UK Member of Parliament Giles Brandreth do not agree with Prince Harry's suggestion that people should just quit their jobs if they are not happy with it. In Tuesday's episode of ITV's This Morning Show, Schofield invited Feltz and Brandreth to talk about the recent statement the Duke of Sussex made about job resignations. The royal said many people have left jobs that made them unhappy for the sake of their mental health and happiness. He said that this should be a cause for celebration. Prince Harry has claimed that people quitting jobs that fail to fulfill them should be celebrated as they're putting their mental health first. It's an important message again, mental health, it's always great to talk about it, Schofield said. He then pointed out the disparity between the Duke and other people who do not have the luxury to just quit their jobs. Schofield said the Duke signed a £100 million deal with Netflix and £80 million from Spotify, so he had somewhere to go. Feltz chimed in and said, if we're very lucky, we might work our way eventually in life towards a job that we might enjoy. But most of the time, it's very basic things like paying your rent, putting food on the table, putting shoes on your children's feet. She added of Prince Harry, I think it's incredibly rarefied and privileged to talk about it in the way that he's talked about it. Brandreth agreed and said most people don't have the luxury of looking for joy in their work because the needs of their family are what come first. He then shared his doubts that the Duke of Sussex is the right person to be telling everyone about quitting their jobs for the sake of happiness and mental health. I'm not sure that from a guy who has taken $100 million in a Netflix deal to be telling us about the joy of finding freedom in your new working life, it sits not very easily with me, he said, to which Feltz agreed and said, it's more of that tone-deaf stuff where they just don't seem to get it.